The Undertaker versus Sting. Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero. AJ Lee versus Sasha Banks. This is Tables, Ladders, and Chill Dream Matches Part 1. This is Tables, Ladders, and Chill. I am the Archie Carter. That is FTZ. And today, FTZ, we talking about matches that never happened and will never happen. But if they did, would you want to see them? And who do you think would win the dream match? We're going to get right into it, FTZ. You ready?
Yeah, let's
First
go.
up, this is a match people have wanted to see, talked about, and I think we were that close to getting. The Undertaker versus Sting. FTZ. Is this a match you would want to see as a wrestling fan? And who do you think wins this match?
Yes, it's a match that we should have been blessed with. Unfortunately, we're not going to be blessed with that one. Um, Profiles, characteristics, they match up. Gimmicks, they match up. Dark, they match up. Mysteriousness, they match up. Most definitely a match that we would all love to have seen. Um, I might be a little bit biased, but I'm going for Sting on this one. I'm
You
going for
think
Sting on that
Sting
one.
beats? So here's my question. We just did this on our 1v1 episode. If you haven't seen it, check out the 1v1s. We did Surfer Sting versus the Crow Sting. Would you want to see Surfer Sting or Crow Sting versus The Undertaker?
Well, being that the Undertaker's character is what it is, I'm gonna have to go with the Crow Sting. This
I,
for that
I
match to
think it
happen.
would have been a good match. It's something that was very possible. Even when Sting made his WWE debut, I think Taker had a little left in the tank.
Yeah.
But the match with Triple H, and then unfortunately the incident with Seth Rollins led to Sting's WWE retirement. But then he went on to AEW to cook. So
Sure.
I think it would have been a great match. It's something we were that close to getting, but we didn't. And in wrestling, when it don't happen, it just don't happen.
Hey,
Next
it's
match. Huh?
real quick though. It's a match that I believe still to this day it could happen in a cinematic form.
Yeah. What AJ and Undertaker did was great.
Yeah,
And the
but
way Sting went about wrestling in AEW was great as well. So,
yeah,
hey, book it.
book it.
This one I'm intrigued by. Didn't happen. Should have happened. Could have happened. Brock Lesnar versus Batista. Machine Gun Holmes versus F5. Is this a match you would have liked to see, FTZ? And who do you think would have won this match?
I don't know. I'm not really intrigued with Brock versus Batista for some reason.
Okay.
I was more intrigued of a Batista versus Goldberg. Um, I don't know. I'm just not intrigued in that matchup. Who would win it though? I mean, it's Brock Lesnar going to win that one easily.
Were you a Batista fan?
I was a Batista fan. Yeah, Batista for me, his matches with bigger guys didn't really gel with me. I mean, I think I liked his feud with the Undertaker. I didn't really care for him and Triple H. I liked his matches more with smaller guys like Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. I feel like Batista gelled better with those kind of wrestlers.
Yeah,
So I don't.
Batista's build and style was really kind of a hybrid, to be honest. He
Right.
he moved well, he looked good, and Batista's one of those guys, either you like him or you didn't.
Right.
It wasn't
Exactly.
an in between. I was a Batista guy, but I'm also a Brock Lesnar guy. This match could have been good, might have had some crazy promo work done, but again, I would say Brock probably would have beaten Batista.
Yeah.
No shade to Dave. I love Dave, but he went and got that Marvel money and never looked back.
I don't see Dave agreeing to go into Suplex City as well. So
I'm not going to Suplex City. But listen, this match, I would have loved to see this. This cannot happen. I know you would have loved to see this, but I'm very interested in your thoughts of who would win a match between the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and the phenomenal AJ Styles.
That one hurts me. That one
This
hurts
can't
me.
even be a regular. This gotta be a 60. This gotta be an Iron Man match. This gotta be 2 out of 3 falls. This can't be a regular just 1v1. Shawn Michaels over here, AJ over here. They meet in the middle. FTZ, whose hand is getting raised at the end of the night?
Ah, Shawn Michaels' greatest opponent was Bret the Hitman Hart. But I swear to you, if AJ Styles and Shawn was able to just look at each other across that ring,
Money.
money, and that it would have been Shawn's greatest opponent, same as
I
AJ
think
Styles.
we're talking about a top 5 greatest match of all time if AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels had touched in that wrestling ring.
Yeah. Of course, Shawn's my hero. I gotta go with the Heartbreak Kid. I see the phenomenal elbow coming and him getting hit with the sweet chin music in midair.
There's no loser in this.
There really isn't, no. Because Shawn he plays a good role as a loser. He can sell, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whoever wins, they're gonna get up and shake each other's hands. You know what I'm saying?
This
one.
has to be a trilogy. This ain't a one-off. Like,
Nah.
it just can't be a one-off.
This is WrestleMania, this is SummerSlam, and this is Saturday night. I don't know.
This is a year-long feud.
Yes.
With crazy promos, crazy in-ring work, and us talking about this story forever. I think Shawn Michaels and AJ would have absolutely tore the house down. 5 stars across the board, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Making the list again. See, I kind of like the spooky supernatural characters. The Undertaker versus the Demon Finn Balor. I think this could have been a very interesting match. FTZ, is this something you would have wanted to see? And who do you think wins versus The Undertaker and Finn Balor outside of WrestleMania? Because we know if it's at WrestleMania, the streak continues. Who wins, the Demon or the Dead Man?
The Dead Man. I'm not interested in this match.
No, it's a no-go for FTZ?
Nah. I mean, how would Finn win this match? No offense to Finn, but Finn is good at playing at the legs. He can go for Taker's legs. He's just too small, man. He's too small.
Well, that's where the Demon comes in. He's supernatural. Listen, all that aside, I'm going to say this, and I've said this before. I would have loved to see this match, but I don't want to see this in WWE because WWE has really done nothing with Finn Balor.
Right.
They've done nothing with Finn Balor as Finn Balor. They've done nothing with Finn Balor as Bullet Club Balor, Prince Devitt. They've done nothing with Finn Balor as the Demon. Finn Balor is a top-tier talent, world-class athlete in the WWE, has done nothing really with Finn Balor. He won that title, 10 years ago, had it for one night, relinquished it, and he's been not even in the hunt for it really since then. He's never really made it back to that mountain. And I think it's sad because Finn Balor in that ring, he's him.
If we're talking like a Forbidden Door type event where Undertaker can go to New Japan while Finn was there, then I'm going Finn Balor.
Yeah, I don't want to see this in WWE.
Nah,
some matches I don't want to see in WWE.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel you on that one. Not in WWE though.
All right. So listen. Since you love Shawn Michaels so much, we're gonna spin the block on HBK. So we're gonna say in this corner, Shawn Michaels, and in this corner, Eddie Guerrero. Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero, which I felt could have happened at some point, but it didn't. Is this a match you would have wanted to see? And who wins between HBK and Latino Heat?
It was rumored to have happened or supposed to happen the WrestleMania following Eddie Guerrero's death. And this is the matchup for me that is number one on my dream matches of all time. You got 1A and 1B. When they ask me who are the greatest wrestlers of all time, it's always 1A, 1B with me. Sean and Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, winning this match, I got Eddie Guerrero. He, like I said, Sean is a good loser. He can make you look good by losing. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take anything away from him. This
Nah, he the
match,
made man.
this match, of course, I put above Sean and AJ. This match for me is a match that I can watch 10,000 times over and never get tired of, and something that you want to show your kids later down on in years.
But here's the thing: there's a crazy build with this match. If they were to build it, not only do you have Eddie and Sean what they did in ring, you have Eddie and Sean with their factions and groups. You have the China factor, which could have been a thing. They could have really
Oh,
created a
yeah.
crazy story with Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero. And China's on the list a little bit later. She might be in part two. So you got to watch part one and part two of these TLC dream matches.
You
I
can
tell
even
people
show.
all the time, when people ask me how do I explain wrestling, I go to Halloween Havoc, 1997, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. One of my top five, if not top three matches of all time. I love Eddie Guerrero. I love Shawn Michaels. I could go either way on this. This is a match I would have been trading tapes for back in middle and high school. Like, yo, you seen that? Like, this would have been fire. I think the AJ Shawn match might have been, I think, a little bit better. But this is, again, 1A, 1B.
Yeah, yeah. You can also throw in a little bit of history that Sean had with Jose Lothario and Eddie got with his Guerrero family. There's just, like you said, there's so many layers that you could build with this storyline. Oh man, yeah.
So here we go. We got two of the biggest, well-known, recognizable faces in the history of wrestling. They carried the company. They bleed. You cut them open, they bleed WWE. We talking about the next fantasy match that never happened, but could have happened. The immortal Hulk Hogan versus the never seen
Ah,
17 John Cena. FTZ, Hulk Hogan versus John Cena. Is this a match you would have wanted to see, and who wins this match?
see, this match, of course, I would love to seen it. It just depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking the immortal Hulk Hogan, or are we talking NWO Hulk
We
Hogan?
talking the immortal Hulk Hogan. And you can, it don't matter because the immortal Hulk Hogan faced The Rock in arguably his best match ever. So
Yeah,
we talking about Hulk, rip your shirt, say your prayers, take your vitamins, Hogan versus John Cena, the greatest of all time.
this match has to happen at like on the Independence Day because they're both American. You know what I'm saying, through and through. Uh, Shucks.
This would
I'm
have
gonna,
been, this would have broke the internet.
it would have broke the internet. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Hulkamania.
Hulkamania.
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
go. I'm gonna have to go Hulkamania. F5, 1, 2. He's hulking up, and once he hulks up, ain't nothing coming from that.
John's gonna stop. Hogan
Yeah,
gonna hit him with the you.
and it's a
This would have
wrap.
been, I think this would have been a great match.
Yeah, yeah.
Great story, great promos, two of the best. Again, I wonder why some of these matches haven't happened because Hogan was still active toward the late of his career, and John Cena was right there.
They
So
gave
again,
us.
we have a lot on this list, but this is something that probably should have happened, to be honest.
They gave us Hulk Hogan versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. You couldn't tell me you couldn't fit in Hulk Hogan and John Cena somewhere.
Hey, look, I don't know who was doing the booking and the writing, but a lot of these matches, again, Sting Taker could have happened.
Yeah,
Batista Brock could have happened.
yeah.
Shawn and AJ, maybe for the right money, because Shawn did come back there once. Again, I'm talking prime Shawn, prime AJ though. Like that's what I would have liked to see. Demon Taker could have happened, but Hogan and Cena definitely could have happened. Speaking of matches that could have happened, this would have been a clinic. We already got a clinic on here with Eddie and AJ. Another clinic with Eddie and Shawn. I mean, Shawn and AJ. Daniel Bryan versus Kurt Angle.
Mm.
FTZ. Is this a match you would have wanted to see? And who wins the match between Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle?
It would have been a great match. It would have been a very good match. Um, when it comes to that type of wrestling,
I think this is another 60-minute Iron Man. You got to let people know you're about to watch a wrestling match.
I'm having a hard time with, can Daniel Bryan keep up with Kurt Angle, the
The
wrestling
machine.
machine?
The machine. Kurt,
But-
I believe he could. And I think if you had kind of that Healy wrestling machine, kind of TNA Kurt versus the Yes Movement Daniel Bryan, the
Mm,
arena would
yeah,
erupt over
yeah,
something like this.
yeah. It's most definitely a match that I would have loved to see. Um, obviously, by the way, I'm wording my words. I'm going for Kurt on this one, only because Daniel Bryan can go. He's just he's small.
And I think that's the perfect matchup for him with a Kurt Angle. Because Daniel Bryan has always been great fighting from behind.
Right, right.
So him not trying to keep up, but keeping up with Kurt, and I think this would have been a crazy match.
It would have been a good dance. Yeah,
It
would have
would
been a
have
good
been
dance.
two good partners.
Yeah.
Again, unfortunately, it's never gonna happen. But that's the beauty of TLC. We can talk about this and have a good time. We didn't talk about the men, but we gotta talk about the women. Listen,
Okay.
this particular woman, every woman in wrestling or WWE right now is an AJ kid. We got AJ Lee versus Sasha Banks. FTZ, is this a match you would have wanted to see? And who do you have winning? I see you got your shirt on. Who wins between AJ Lee and Sasha Banks? Or
I love
Mercedes Moné? Whatever, pick your poison.
I love both of these women, man. Um, a match that I would have loved to seen. Uh, yeah, I would love to see it. It's kind of hard for me because this is I am not dissing the Divas division. I'm not at all. But there's a new breed that came after that Divas division. With the four horsewomen, Charlotte, Bailey, Becky, Sasha. I always felt like the Divas division superstars, they took them away from the bra and panties crap. AJ could go and styles clash, and she have a good clash with Sasha. I got Sasha winning this one though, because like I said, that's just a whole different breed. These new generation of females, just a whole different breed.
This is another match I don't want to see in WWE. Maybe give me this in AAA. You know, Sasha has a
There you
lucha
go.
background,
Yeah.
or maybe give me this in New Japan to where AJ can show us some of the stuff she may or may not have picked up from CM Punk. Because AJ Lee is a wrestler.
Yes. Yes.
Again, this is not a WWE match. I would have loved to see this. I'm gonna roll with Sasha on this, but again, this is something I would want to see, just not in the walls of a
Right.
WWE
Right.
arena. This next match, I want to see in the WWE arena. I feel like This young man is just a younger version of the older man. And this would, I don't know if it would have been a squash. I don't know if it would even been a good match. It would have been high energy. Fans would have been on their feet. I'm talking about Braun Breaker versus Goldberg. Spear versus Spear. Two men who come to the ring on 10, ready to run the ropes at 35, 45 miles an hour. I think this would have been cool. Just as a cool factor thing. It's not going to be a Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles match at all. But sometimes, what Jim Ross call him, a slobber knocker. This would have been a slobber knocker. Is this something you would have been interested in? Goldberg, Braun Breaker.
Shit, no.
No?
No. I would have rather seen Goldberg versus Ezekiel Jackson, bro.
Oh, man. Shout out to
I,
Ezekiel Jackson.
yeah, shout out to Ezekiel. Um, Braun Breaker just doesn't do it for me. I haven't
He's
found it
not a
yet.
Braun Breaker guy.
I'm not a Braun Breaker guy. I'm not. I'm just not. I feel like he's over the top. He's a little bit extra. Um, I I, I think this will be a squash match. Goldberg is taking that.
Mm.
It's kind of hard for me to get into Braun Breaker because you got Big Papa Pump. You know what I'm saying? His uncle, and and them Steiner brothers, man. I love them Steiner brothers, and I don't feel like Braun Breakers has gravitated that yet for me.
I think it's because they don't build him as a Steiner, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
he should have been a Steiner from the door.
right.
Come in like a Steiner with the jacket, with the headgear. Like this is literally the best case scenario where you could copy and paste because he's Rick's son, but he looks like Scott. Like
Right.
he's a
Right.
Steiner. So
Yeah.
I think it was a misstep not branding Braun Breaker as a Steiner, but you're just not a Braun Breaker guy.
Nah.
Got
Nah.
it. All right, so we're gonna end part one like this. I recently watched this man's bodies of work and I forgot how good he was. I forgot how this man moved in ring, and a lot of people sleep on him. I'm talking about the Big Red Machine Kane. Arguably the best debut ever. Arguably the best story in wrestling. Kane in ring work was really, really good. But we got a new king. His name's Obafemi. Kane versus Obafemi. Who do you think wins this match? And is this something you would have liked to see? I would have liked to see this. I think size-wise, it's a great matchup. I think skill-wise, it's a great matchup. We're not gonna do much talking. I don't like my Kane I don't like my Kane to talk. I like my Kane masked, unmasked, throwing fists. That's it. That's all I want Kane to do. Kane's in-ring work, people don't talk about enough. Oba's on the rise. We're going to end part one like this. The Big Red Machine versus the Ruler. Is this something you would have wanted to see? And who do you have winning this match, FTZ?
Like you said, Ober's on the rise. There's the key word right there, on the rise. There should not be no dream matches created with someone who's on the rise. No, it's not a dream match for me. No, I didn't want to see this. Yes, you're absolutely right about Kane. Kane is one of the greatest big men of all time. Underrated. WWE did not use him right. I always feel like Kane should have been tier with The Undertaker. If there was anybody that should have been close to The Undertaker, it should have been Kane. They ruined Kane by taking off his mask. They ruined Kane by letting him speak. They killed him by putting him on a corporation. Kane should have kept the mystique, and Kane should have been bigger or as big as The Undertaker. When we talk about Undertaker's streak, I've always said this. It should have been Kane to end the streak.
That's what I was going to say. I was at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans when the streak was ended. What better place to write that story than New Orleans with the history of the voodoo in New Orleans, the history of the urn, and Paul Bearer's passed away, so he wouldn't have had the power of the urn. Some kind of way Kane found the urn, and it would have been a perfect story to tell with the mystique of the characters. and the personality of the city of New Orleans. You could have tied that in perfectly. And I always said the only person that could have beaten the Undertaker was his brother, Kane. That would have made perfect sense. And I
Yeah.
hate that. I love Brock. I was there. I was one of the people looking like my boy in the front row with the bug eyes. But I always felt Kane should have been the one to do it. I don't see how anybody but Kane does that. Maybe a Fiend if they were going to really make the Fiend the Fiend. But Kane, hands down, should have been the one to not only beat the Undertaker, but that Kane character should have been just as protected as the Undertaker. The
Yes.
Undertaker's character is the most protected character in professional wrestling history. So I agree with that. I agree with you saying on Oba too. But in moving down the line, maybe a dream match, but Oba's on the rise. I'm really curious to see what they do about Obafemi. And it's some good matches on this list. Some things I would have loved to see. If there's anything you want to see, you got any comments? Leave them in the comments. But guess what? Part 2 is on the way. Tables, ladders, and chill. Dream Match Edition. You got anything else we'll get up out of here, FTZ?
Champ, chop, change.
All right. What's up? What you got today for the champ? Chop, change.
Champ, chop, change. Shawn Michaels,
Shawn Michaels,
Seth Rollins,
Seth Rollins,
John Morrison.
John Morrison, Starship Pain. These are kind of the same person. Champ, chop, change. My champ, listen, I'm going to say John Morrison. Only because he never got it.
Never got
And
it.
I would have loved to see him as a champ. He looked good. He decent on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
In that ring, John Morrison's like that.
Yes.
John Morrison is like that. He may have the best move set out of these three, if we talk about moves. But I would make him my champ just to see him as champ because I always felt he was close, but it was for some reason they never pulled the trigger on John Morrison. I love John Morrison and everything he did. He'll be my champ. I'm not changing the Heartbreak Kid. There's nothing you could do to make Shawn Michaels better. Shawn Michaels is Shawn Michaels. I would change Seth Rollins. I will go back to the Seth Rollins that had not the Vision, before the Vision, when he was kind of the stained glass window Seth Rollins entrance, when he was kind of like I'm gonna call him the preacher pastor, but he had like the congregation people
Yeah,
following him.
I know.
They didn't do enough. They didn't do enough with that character. I feel like they didn't do enough with that character. That's how I feel about the Straight Edge Society with CM Punk. They didn't nearly get what they could have got out of Straight Edge Society with CM Punk. I think that character set, I would lean more into that again because Seth Rollins does have a cult-like following of fans.
Right.
Like he has a song people sing and I would change Seth a little bit to make him a little more serious, a little more devious, but still keep the humor. And I gotta chop Shawn only because it's Shawn. There's nothing more Shawn could do in wrestling other than wrestle AJ Styles. And there's nothing you can change to make Shawn Michaels any better. That character, that person, Shawn Michaels, him being who he is in the ring, I'm not touching Shawn Michaels' moveset. I'm not. It's nothing you can change about Shawn. Some of the DX stuff was, but that was the tongue-in-cheek jackass humor of the times that they were doing. But yeah, my champ would be John Morrison. I would change Seth up a little bit. Unfortunately, I gotta chop Shawn out of respect because I don't want to touch perfection. Shawn Michaels is the perfect wrestler, personality, and character. So you try to get me. That was a good one though, because they're so similar. Anyone you could change the pieces to this any kind of way.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. I got the same views as you do on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would expect me to pick Morrison as my champ.
Oh, he would most definitely be my champ. I was a big Joe Mo fan. Big Joe Mo fan.
See, great minds think alike, and I know you watching this great mind, but you might be forgetful. And if you forgot to subscribe, hit hit that notification button. Do that right now. And we'll see y'all on part 2. This is Tables, Ladders, and Chill. I am the Archie Carter. That is FTZ. Peace.